Thanet's Conservative group, in my view, it doesn't represent the Conservative Party in the rest of the country, so I refer to them as Thanet's unique version of the Conservative Party. And I think the equalities issue was a prime example that they really do have a different stance on a number of things, and that's one of them. Actually, the person that inspired me was Laura Sands, who I would describe as a modern, progressive, inclusive Conservative, the kind of Conservative that David Cameron wants to encourage, and that's why I joined the local Conservative Party. She, of course, is the MP for Thanet South. I live in Birchington, joined Thanet North, and had, let's just say, a very interesting experience. I was a candidate for the 2011 District Council elections, and during my time I was consistently being undermined by someone that should have been supporting me. This individual was in a position of power and responsibility, and you know, it certainly wasn't the other parties or anyone else that was giving me problems. It was someone from within the local Conservative association, and they turned a blind eye to it. They allowed it to carry on.
How did that make you feel?
It made me think, well, you know, David Cameron said that the Conservative Party had changed, that it had become more inclusive. You know, of course, there are people from different backgrounds that are joining the party. I didn't find that from North Thanet Conservative Association. I found, let's just say, it was like being in the time warp. It was like being back in the 1980s, and you know, many people talk about Enoch Powell and people like that, but it certainly wasn't the modern progressive Conservative Party that David Cameron talks about.
You felt you were being undermined while you were standing for the council? Yeah,
there was someone who was in a responsible position at the top of the Conservative Party back in the administration before the 2011 administration. I complained about this individual on a number of occasions. This person seemed to have a problem with the fact that I'm not married, and that, you know, I've got a very progressive lifestyle, I guess people might say, and you know, the question was asked all the time, why aren't you married? And it was even said to a senior member of the North Thanet Conservative Association that John Worrow is a liability. All I can say is, as a member of North Thanet Conservative Association, they did have a couple of candidates from minority groups that were allowed to stand in unwinnable seats. So make of that what you will.
In unwinnable seats?
Yeah.
And did you find it shocking, the way you were treated?
You know, most parties are a broad church, and the Conservative Party is no exception to that. I knew that, like Eric Pickles, I knew that Roger Gall, who does work hard, and let's give the man credit, he does. Certainly Lady Susie Gall does a lot of work, let's put it that way, and everyone sees Roger to be taking the credit for that hard work. They're a good team. Like Eric Pickles, Roger Gall didn't particularly have the most, let's say, progressive attitude towards equality as looked at the way that he's voted. The difference is, Eric Pickles, who was one of the people that supported Section 28, for example, now is completely against that and has completely changed his stance. I didn't realise at the time, I thought that maybe Mr Gall would be the same as Eric Pickles, but unfortunately we saw recently in the newspaper that Mr, I should say Sir Roger Gall, shouldn't I, not Mr Gall, referred to people that don't support equal marriage as militant homosexuals. We live in a free country, of course we do, but I think that's a very irresponsible thing for someone to say. And I was quite disappointed as someone that's worked very hard for Roger Gall, who in many ways is a good constituency MP, but you know, You've got to represent everybody in the community, not just one section. I don't think he's the person that should be representing North Thanet Conservative Association at the moment, to be honest with you. If they knew what people stood for, they might think twice before they actually vote. You know, just because someone's wearing a blue rosette doesn't mean they're a Conservative. I was led to believe that they stood for everybody.
So you think there's a lot of people in Thanet, in the rank and file Conservatives, don't realise what the people who are purported to lead them are really like?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. These people really are not the right sort of people that should be running the council. The reason we don't have a Conservative administration and we have a more progressive administration that's working with independents is because they messed up and they've got no one to blame but themselves.